I've done seasonal work twice in retirement, a ski resort and a national park. Beautiful places, but it's not all sunsets and hot chocolate.
And I got to manage everything at home while he was chasing those dream jobs. Lucky me.
Turns out that chasing adventure came with early mornings, long shifts, and roommates that snored like a bandsaw cutting through drywall.
Meanwhile, I held down the fort, work, pets, chores, and a codependent relationship with caffeine.
Paradise comes with a few headaches that nobody tells you about.
But we will.
Welcome back to Half Right. Today we're diving into the messy truth about seasonal work in retirement.
Messy truth, that sounds about right.
Yeah, last time I was gone, the roof literally caved in at home, right?
And I live to tell the tale. Let's get into it. So let's begin by defining seasonal work. What do you mean?
Okay, the kind of seasonal work I'm talking about is the sort of places that hires high volume employees like ski resorts, national parks, dude ranches, coastal towns can have marinas, basically places that get a lot of tourism, or it can be places in very remote places that's difficult to hire people. That's the kind of seasonal work I'm talking about. It generally lasts from 3 to 6 months, although that does vary. But anyway, that's the kind of seasonal work we're talking about here. And before we really get into it, also, you might want to tell them, it's like they may be saying to themselves, okay, you're married, right? And you went away for 4+ months. So
Yeah, so we have a unique relationship, right? So we actually, when we met, we had a long distance relationship for a few months.
yeah,
And even when
I was a trucker.
That's right. So you would be gone for 6 weeks at a time, and we would get together and meet for a few days, and then you'll be off again. But again, because our relationship started like that, this is kind of like going back to the beginning with better technology, of course, right? Because back in the day, you had a flip phone, and so now, thank goodness, technology is so much better, right? So that's why it's not a big deal. It was always the option of visiting him, so kind of like a vacation in a beautiful place for me, while focusing on home and work while he was away.
Yeah, so we started out with an unconventional situation, so it's really not that unusual for us, although it might seem that way to some other people, but we're fine with it. It works for us, right?
Right.
Okay, so anyway. So maybe we should talk about some of the pros of seasonal work, and there are quite a few. It's like, number one, first and foremost, it's stunning locations. I mean, the two places I went, a ski resort and a national park, I mean, absolutely jaw-dropping beauty. It's like I would get up in the morning when I was working at the ski resort and walk to work, and it was just I was literally gobsmacked at the beauty. And same thing with the national park. On my off days, I would go hiking. So that's definitely by far one of the biggest pros. And you get perks. I mean, at the ski resort, we got free lift tickets. There's park passes and various things. You get employee perks.
And passes for your wife too, right? Because I went to visit, and
Right.
I got to enjoy it also on a vacation more than work.
Yeah, and that was wonderful when you got to come and visit. And it's just a break from the traditional 9 to 5 grind. And another good point, you literally get to meet people from all over the world.
Right.
And most of them are great. But there are a few cons involved too.
For sure. Give us some examples.
Well, like we said, it's not all hot chocolate and sunsets. It's long hours, hard shifts. What I did I was a driver in both places, but at the ski resort, also half of my shift entailed being a parking lot attendant. So I was working out in the elements in an extremely cold winter for 5 hours a day because I worked 10-hour shifts then. So yeah, it's if you're not prepared to be challenged, not just physically, and there are jobs you can get where you're working inside, maybe sitting in a desk, but even then you're going to be dealing with high volumes of people. So either whatever you do at these seasonal jobs, it's going to be challenging, and you have to be prepared for it.
On a positive note, though, I mean, for you, it was a test that even 60 plus, you were able to manage.
That was one of the reasons I wanted to do that is because, I felt like I'd hit a crossroads. At the time, I had just turned 61, and I was feeling a little like, well, maybe I've lost a step here. And I just thought, well, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to challenge myself, put myself in a situation that's way outside my comfort zone because I was born and raised in the Southeast. It's like ski resorts and snow was not even on my radar. And
now, the viewers haven't noticed because of your accent, right?
No, I'm sure I hide it quite well, But yeah, so I did it for a specific reason, and I'm happy to say I did make it through that harsh winter.
For sure.
But and another con is the management structure can be a little sketchy at these seasonal jobs. Now, that's not to say that all managers are bad. There's some very good managers that I noted there was some very good managers at both my seasonal jobs because some of the managers are year-round, but a lot of the management positions are filled by seasonal employees just as well, and that may or may not attract the cream of the crop. And my experience is that some of the management structure at these seasonal jobs, can be sketchy, or in worst case scenario, it can be outright incompetent.
That's true.
So, and another fact of life, one of the big disadvantages of seasonal work is it can attract people to fill the positions. And like I said, most of the people I met were outstanding, and I made a few good friends at both places, but it can also attract another element. And at both seasonal jobs, especially the ski resort, there's, substance use and abuse that goes on. And if you don't like being around that sort of thing, you might want to think twice. And it was not as prevalent in the national park setting, but it still existed.
Sure.
But at the ski resort setting, it was everywhere and constant. And that's just something to think about if you're thinking about doing seasonal work and you don't like being around that sort of stuff. You will be. And also there's, in our situation when I went off, there's another con is the partner impact, and maybe you can expound on that about what you went through with me not being here for that long.
Right. So I have to admit, I had taken you for granted, and for sure some of the things that you would do around the house that all of a sudden I had to do, and you left me I remember the first time around, you left me a beautiful list taped to the refrigerator door of all the things that I needed to remember. And sure enough, I wasn't used to doing those things. When I had my time off and went to visit you, well, we had to figure out what to do with the pets, right? We couldn't just leave them alone. So there was some reconfiguration of habits and duties and time management for sure. But all in all, I go back to this concept of technology today, right? I mean, you're literally a text message away. You can video chat. I mean, it's so easy to stay in touch. And I have to also say that when you're together all the time, you may not have those deep conversations every day. But when you're away, it's like we reconnect and we really spend time, quality time, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though we're away from each other, but it's quality time.
And that, I mean, there is a reason for that old idiom of absence makes the heart grow fonder. Because when I go off for a long time and come back, it really is like a relationship reboot, and because it's all fresh. It's fresh all over again. So it's not fun being apart for that long, but it's great when I first come back and everything's fresh again.
That's true.
So I guess the bottom line here is I'm not telling anybody not to try seasonal work but especially for retirees, there can be special challenges because if you've already gone through your career, if yours was anything like my experience, you spent a good portion of your career putting up with a lot of nonsense, and at this portion of your life, you might not want to deal with that anymore. Well, newsflash, if you go to one of these seasonal jobs, there's gonna be some nonsense to put up with. So just be prepared for that. The best advice I can give is just do your research, know what you're getting yourself into, and if you're okay with it, it can be a wonderful experience. Especially in the case of my first one. Yeah, I think I took away more positives than negatives. The second one, maybe not as much, but the bottom line is just know what you're getting into. And so the view at both my seasonal jobs was amazing, but the fine print, not quite as much.
And I got the unfiltered edition of it at home.
So, takeaways. Do you have any takeaways from this experience?
Well, I have one for sure, and is that I think we both identify that we like off the beaten path places, not very crowded. So in planning our next vacation together, that's exactly what we're going to do, right?
Yeah, and to go back for a minute, it's like I said, all these seasonal places are high volumes of people. And even though you're going to a beautiful location, national park, ski resort, and you're expecting, like on my last one in the national park, now when I first got there, I would walk on the nature trails on my off days, and it was wonderful. But as peak season got nearer and approached, it was literally a walk on the nature trail, and you'd be elbow to elbow with people. Some of them on the nature trail looking at their phones, believe it or not. But anyway, yeah, the high volume of people at some of these seasonal jobs can kind of mar the experience of getting back to nature if that's one of your primary goals in going. So that was backtracking a little, but I think it's important to put that out there.
What are your takeaways?
Well, number one is just do your homework. It's like research the employer, the location, and housing is another big issue, especially for someone 60 plus. If you're going to use the employer housing, know what you're getting into, because very rarely are you going to get a solo room. There are a few situations I've heard of where they do give people past a certain age their own room. But there's not many. Usually you're going to have a roommate. Most places, I think, try to give you an age-appropriate roommate. Some places don't care. It's just going to be kind of a glorified summer camp setup. So be aware of that. The housing situation might not be perfect. And so just do your research and don't trust the website or the glossy brochure or whatever. Just do your homework and know what you're getting into before you get into it. And
I would say that options for healthcare, right? If you're going to be away, you need to identify ahead of time, hopefully nothing goes wrong, but if something goes wrong, where are you going to go, right?
Yeah, and that's especially important for retirees. People of a certain age might need more health care than someone in their 20s. Mm-hmm. Health care is a big consideration, and that sort of goes hand in hand with knowing your limitations. And maybe I was a moron for going, on my 61st year to weather a harsh northern winter and working out in the elements, but I wanted to test myself. And maybe it wasn't the smartest decision, but it worked out for me. I'm still here. but I would say, don't be like me. Know your limitations. know your limitations. And what are you cut out to do? Do you like being around people? Then, hey, this might be perfect for you. Are you a more private person? Yeah, it may. Yeah, you may end up regretting it. So know your limitations and just do your homework.
So, I guess I have one more question for you.
Okay.
Would you do it again?
Well, in the first case, my first seasonal job was the ski resort. And yes, I would do that again because I went there for a specific reason, to test myself, to put myself outside my comfort zone. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. But did I accomplish what I went there to do? Yes, I did. And I came out of it, I think, a better version of myself. It's like I was beginning to have certain doubts in myself, and I came out of it. It's like, okay, I've still got some gas in the tank. But so, yeah, I would definitely do the first one again. The second one, the national park, I ended up leaving that one after 2 months because, it just met some wonderful people there, made a couple of great new friends, but the situation there, not for me. We won't go any further of that. We're not here to air out dirty laundry. But if I knew what I knew now, I would do the first one again. I would not do the second one again.
Well, nothing says adventure like shared bathrooms and snoring roommates.
Absolutely. There you go. Seasonal work can be rewarding if you know what you're getting yourself into.
Retirement is too short to waste on bad housing and worse management.
So if you decide to try it, be sure to pack patience along with your hiking boots.
Adventures are great, but the best ones don't leave you hoping you are back home. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Go on, hit it like it owes you money. I would have made a great ski instructor.
Only the lesson was how to fall off a chairlift.
Hardy har. Hey, do you think the viewers noticed that my shirt was wrinkled?
Well, only if they weren't blinded by your haircut.
Next episode, I'm wearing a helmet.